I'm George Levy, and today I have the great opportunity to speak with Dave Keighron, the Faculty and Innovation Visionary at University Canada West. Dave, great speaking with you.
Yes, hey, thanks. Thanks for your time today, George.
Yeah, I actually have to admit to you, the title of Innovation Visionary is actually very forward-looking in itself. Actually, the whole concept of just having innovation, even in the title of somebody, is actually, I have to give you, you guys are totally pushing the envelope.
Well, we're trying to do something a little different and be more of that innovative university. Try to do something, think outside the box, and prepare our students, and more of our students are business management students, to better take on the 21st century management duties that are out there.
You know, you bring up a really interesting point, because when we really think of, and I'm just putting in context, like me and my college degree, right? So the role of education and certification has been changing over time, and University of Canada West has been pushing the envelope. Can you tell me more or less how you see the role now, and where like education and certification fit into the context of workplace?
Yeah, and so George, it's so important. Universities have definitely been a staple in our society, and we look to universities to create individuals that are complex thinkers or critical thinkers, and prepare them for the challenges they face ahead in the world. But the challenge is that there's a great divide, and there's a great divide between the opportunity of a job and the university critical thinking.
Mhm.
And now what we do is we give students great theories and ideas and concepts, but we don't really give them a lot of application behind those elements. And what we're not doing is we're not really training them for the business world. And so the time they reach the end of the university, they have this great degree and they have all these great tools, but they haven't had really a lot of opportunity to put those into applications, to test them out, to see if they work, problem solve those challenges, and be committed to in supporting the business community or the society in general. And so what I envision with this whole model, and what I call the innovative work learning model, is that I envision is that we can help students not only with the critical thinking that universities are typically known for, but we can also take that element and then add some training in there. And so let me give you an example. What I mean by add some training in there is that when a student goes through, say, for an example, a financial course, then reaching out to the community and saying, hey, is there a small or medium-sized business out there that's having a challenge around a financial situation? Can we take that problem, bring it back into the classroom, apply it as a project, and allow students to critically assess that element and come back to the business with some solutions
Very
based
interesting.
on new elements? And so what we do is we will allow them to do that. But in the adaptation of that too, we want to also give the students accreditation. And so accreditation meaning is we want to look towards giving them certification to now guarantee that they have this knowledge.
So
And
it's
so
not just about the certificate, it's actually hands-on. You basically put people to work directly on applications of what they're learning.
exactly, put it into
Interesting.
put it into real life scenarios and let them test it and see if it works. If it doesn't work, hey, let's try something else, and give them that opportunity, and then giving them credentials to support that and say, hey, and when they do have success, let's give them a digital badge and let's put that on their resume and
That's
say, so
excellent.
another future employer goes, hey, you had this challenge before, you've got this digital badge that says you've done this. Great. That's a check towards me hiring you.
Yeah, and UCW stands by basically you did all this hands-on, but you were certified by UCW being with you every step of the way.
Exactly. So
That's
we're
great.
building these e-portfolios for students. We're preparing them, and the idea that we're leaning towards with all our degrees is all our degrees are going to end in three different factors. They're going to either end in someone going out and doing an internship to solidify that knowledge with an organization.
Hmm.
They're going to take maybe past knowledge that they've had from an undergrad or from work experience and the new knowledge they've gained and apply it to a consulting project or an innovation project. Or even the best one, the one that I'm most excited about, is they're going to launch their own business, and we're going to
Interesting.
help support them through that journey of launching their own business.
So actually, you're even pushing into the space of entrepreneurship, just basically like you can take your education, and it's not just about a job. It's basically how do you actually just even start your own business? Is that the vision?
Yeah. So
Wow.
so George, the biggest thing is that you've got this degree. Now, how are you going to contribute to society? we can't close out the entrepreneur piece, because an entrepreneur is a big part of contributing to society.
And they're the ones that create the new jobs. So the fact is, you could even just launch multiple jobs for many more people. Interesting.
Exactly. So I think this is an opportunity for us to, and that's what I mean by being innovative. I think innovation is going to happen when we bring all these pieces together, when we bring the community partners together, when we bring the business partners together, when we bring faculty with their knowledge and their research together, and these budding students together. That's when we're going to get to that explosion of idea.
One thing that was really interesting also, I know that UCW has a lot of variety and different courses in a lot of different areas. You're exploring some very emerging new technologies like blockchain. What's your vision on these new technologies that are arising? Because you're pushing the envelope in a lot of different areas, but when you go into something like blockchain, tell me a little more about that.
So, and a good question, George. And I think that the thing that we have to go back to is we're in a different world, and the world is the world is evolving. We talk about the 21st century manager. What does that look like? And more this gig economy. And when I talk about gig economy, and just for your listeners, the gig economy being that we're becoming more of a self-employed element, where more and more businesses are looking to have projects and tasks done in an element where they can hire people for short term to get those elements done. And I think when we look at that element, is everything starts to seem that it's working on two factors: design thinking, so we're building it for the user, and project management, where we're developing these things within an agile format. And so when we start to think about this, how do we as UCW set our students up to be the best possible managers out there? And the best way we can do that is that we have to teach them how to integrate technology into their job. And so, when we look at new technologies like blockchain, and some other things that we're looking at about how do we take those technologies and then help them to be better managers for society when they go through this journey. Because we're an innovative business technology school, but what we're really about is we are about taking these business managers and giving them the tools to better prepare them to handle technology in the future.
That's actually very, very valuable to know. Dave, so for people that actually want to know more about all that's being done with UCW, how can people find out more?
Well, I would direct you towards our website first and foremost. So www.ucanwest.ca is the primary website. We're doing a variety of different things on there. From we'll be soon launching our innovation hub there, and we'll have a link through that element. And we also just launched a series of short courses through that program, through that website. That's probably the best primary. We have our own podcast that's coming to up in late August, September, Innovation Fuel. And this is an opportunity, and maybe out to your listeners too, is that what we're trying to do with Innovation Fuel is we're trying to bring real life case studies into the classroom. So we want to talk to businesses that are what they're going through, what challenges they're facing over COVID, and then how can we bring those elements back in the classroom and then connect them to those students to allow them to help support them in that journey.
That's actually, and I go back to the concept of visionary, because it's not just about the classes. You're actually expanding into the podcasts. You're actually doing a call out to the audience to be able to be involved. Actually, very, very interesting work. Dave Keighron, Faculty and Innovation Visionary at UCW. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, George. This has been a great time. Thank you for having me today.